Blessed is the person who refuses to walk with voices that pull the heart away from God. They do not build their life on careless advice, nor sit comfortably where mockery becomes normal. Instead, they choose a quieter road, one shaped by wisdom, reverence, and trust. Their steps may look simple from the outside, but inside something stronger begins to grow, unseen in the silence of the soul now. That quiet growth begins where the soul learns to delight in the instruction of the Lord. Day and night they return to His word, not as a duty without feeling, but as water for a thirsty spirit. When fear rises, they remember His truth. When confusion speaks, they listen deeper. Little by little, the heart becomes rooted in something that does not move with every season, even when life changes. Like a tree planted beside steady streams, it receives life even when the air feels dry. Its leaves do not wither quickly because its strength is hidden beneath the ground. In the right time, fruit appears, not forced, not rushed, but formed through patience. This is the life of the one who stays near God, quiet on the surface, yet alive with unseen strength, ready for days others cannot see now. And whatever they do carries the mark of that hidden life. Their work, their choices, their words, and even their waiting begin to reflect a deeper source. They are not perfect, but they are planted. They are not untouched by storms, but they are held. While others measure success by speed, God teaches them to grow with purpose until their life becomes a testimony, spoken without needing to shout. But the way of the wicked is not like this. They may appear strong for a moment, loud in confidence, certain of their own direction, yet without roots they cannot remain. They are like chaff the wind drives away, weightless before pressure, scattered when truth begins to rise. What once looked secure becomes fragile, because a life without God has no lasting foundation, only restless motion alone. And because of this, the wicked cannot stand when judgment comes. Empty pride will not protect them, and borrowed confidence will not carry them. In the gathering of the righteous, they find no true place, because the heart has chosen another path. Every life is moving somewhere, shaped by what it loves, follows, and trusts, until the final direction becomes clear, revealing what ruled every heart. For the Lord knows the way of the righteous. He sees the quiet obedience no one applauded, the secret prayers, the hidden battles, the moments when choosing Him costs something. His knowing is not distant, it is protective, personal, and faithful. He watches the road of those who walk with Him, guiding their steps when they cannot see what waits beyond the next turn, yet still choose to keep going. But the way of the wicked will perish, because anything built apart from God cannot last forever. Psalm 1 leaves the heart with a choice: to drift with voices that fade, or to become rooted in the word that gives life. So let this truth settle deeply tonight. The blessed life is not the loudest life, but the life planted near God, growing where His presence never runs dry, steady and alive forever. Why do the nations rage? And why do people imagine they can stand against the one who rules above every throne? Their voices rise with pride, their plans sound powerful, and rulers gather as if heaven could be pushed aside. They say they want freedom, yet they are fighting the very Lord who gives breath, order, and life. Still, above all their noise, God remains seated, watching in holy silence. That holy silence is not weakness. The one enthroned in heaven sees every proud alliance, every secret rebellion, every heart that mistakes patience for permission. What earth calls power looks small before His eternal will. Then the Lord speaks, not in panic, but with authority that makes kingdoms tremble, declaring that his chosen king has already been established upon Zion, his holy mountain. Upon his holy mountain, the king stands by a decree no human hand can erase. The Lord says, "You are my son. Today I have begotten you." This is not a title borrowed from men, nor a crown shaped by public approval. It is the Father's voice revealing a reign that reaches beyond one land and one generation. A kingdom prepared before the earth understood the weight of God's promise and eternal power. God's promise stretches to the ends of the earth. The Father says, "Ask of me, and I will give you the nations as your inheritance." Every border, every people, every hidden place belongs under his authority. Those who resist him are not resisting a passing ruler, but the rightful king. Proud rebellion may look strong for a season, yet before his rule, it becomes fragile, like clay under iron now. Like clay under iron, every false throne must face the truth. So the psalm turns to the rulers of the earth and says, "Be wise, receive instruction, and do not confuse God's patience with absence. Power without reverence becomes dangerous, and influence without humility becomes a trap. The safest leader is not the loudest one, but the one who learns to bow before the Lord with trembling joy today." With trembling joy, the heart is invited to serve the Lord, not with empty fear, but with reverence that awakens the soul. True peace is not found in rejecting his authority. It is found in surrendering to the one who is holy and merciful. The psalm says to honor the Son before pride hardens the spirit, because rejecting him leads the soul away from refuge and closer to ruin forever, even now. Closer to ruin. The warning becomes mercy. God does not speak only to frighten the heart. He speaks to call it back before it is too late. Blessed are all who take refuge in him. Not only kings, not only nations, not only the strong, but anyone who comes honestly before the Son. In him, the restless soul stops running, and the fear of judgment becomes an invitation to trust him fully today. An invitation to trust is where Psalm 2 leaves us. The nations may rage, rulers may scheme, and the world may pretend it can live without God, but heaven is not shaken. The king is established, the Son is worthy, and refuge is still open. So let every proud thought become quiet. Let every fear bow low. And let the heart rest beneath his reign, where mercy and strength endure forever, even now. Lord, how many are rising against me, and how heavy the pressure feels when voices say there is no help for my soul. Trouble surrounds the heart like a dark crowd, and fear tries to make every step feel unsafe. Yet even in the middle of this noise, the cry does not disappear. It rises toward God because somewhere deeper than panic, faith remembers who has always been near me, even now, tonight. Near me tonight, the Lord becomes more than an idea. He is my shield when accusation comes close, my glory when shame tries to cover my name, and the one who lifts my head when I cannot lift it alone. I cry aloud, not because my voice is strong, but because his mercy is stronger than the fear around me. From his holy presence, he answers, and that answer begins to quiet my trembling heart within. My trembling heart begins to rest, not because the enemies vanish instantly, but because God has heard me. I lie down and sleep, even when the world has not changed, because the Lord sustains me through the night. Rest becomes an act of trust. Breath becomes a quiet prayer. And when morning comes, I rise again, carried by a strength that was not mine, but given while I was helpless before God now. Helpless before him, I discover I do not need to be ruled by fear. Though thousands surround me and pressure gathers from every side, my soul can stand because God is not outnumbered. What looks impossible to me is not greater than his power. So I speak to fear with a new courage, not born from pride, but from the memory that the Lord has never abandoned those who call upon His name in trouble. In trouble, the prayer becomes urgent. Arise, O Lord. Save me, my God. It is not a polished sentence made for appearances. It is the cry of someone who knows human strength has limits. The heart asks God to strike down the power of evil, to silence what threatens the soul, and to break the grip of what once seemed stronger. When God rises, the enemy's confidence begins to fall before His hand now. Before His hand, all darkness loses its final word. The mouth that mocked becomes silent. The fear that chased me becomes smaller, and the lies that said I was forgotten begin to break. Salvation belongs to the Lord, not to chance, not to people's approval, not to my own fragile control. This truth steadies the soul, because the same God defends and restores what the battle tried to take from me. What the battle tried to take, God can cover with blessing. Psalm 3 does not pretend pain is imaginary. It shows a soul surrounded, exhausted, and accused, yet still reaching upward. That is why it matters. It teaches the heart to sleep while trouble exists, to rise while fear speaks, and to trust while answers are still unfolding. The blessing of God is not distant. It rests upon His people now. Upon His people, the Lord places protection, courage, and peace that cannot be explained by circumstances alone. So tonight, when pressure feels loud and hope feels weak, remember the God of Psalm 3. He hears the cry, lifts the head, guards the night, and saves with power. You may be surrounded, but you are not abandoned. Salvation belongs to the Lord, and His blessing remains over you forever today.